Hi, my name is Davide Idosi, and in this video I want to show you the new feature about May9 1.5.0. What is May9? May9 is a set of script, plugin and preferences for Maya 2016 and from this release from Maya 2016 extension 1. How you can install or update your May9 configuration. You need to download, of course, the last version. You can find the script, the link in the below the video in the description of the video, and you need to locate your folder based on your operating system. You can find that in the README there is a detailed information about install and uninstall based on your OS, and I need to go under May9 window, copy this folder, so you can press Ctrl+C, go in the Documents Maya, I'm under Windows, I can back up my old configuration and paste it, go here in this location. After that you have update or install May9 to version 1.5.0. I don't provide a Delta update, so you need to reinstall it every time you update the configuration. I can run up my Maya. I'm using extension release. What means that version 1.5 support the extension release. This means the plugins and the Merkey menu and the shelf are updated only if you using extension release. If using the standard release, you don't have, and the May9 don't show you the new feature of extension version. So I am under extension version, I press Z, the left mouse button, I go Nord, I have type tool to create a modern 3D type, and SVG tool for load up, vector SVG, or for paste vector data, for example from Illustrator. So no problem, everything is already configured and you need only to run up Maya, and automatically May9 recognize if you have extension release or not. I want to show you the changelog. First of all, support to extension 1. After that, I have added two new elements. One is a script, and MG favorite is a twin machine. I really want thanks his author Marcos Gonzalez to send me his source code and to let me update his tool for Maya 2016. So this release is compatible with Maya 2016, the standalone no. So actually only in May9 you can use MG favorite on Maya 2016. And Li Wang for his incredible node that create spiral around the curve. Really thanks to these guys that create two great elements. I want to show you immediately. First of all, the twin machine. I want to create a sphere. I create a keyframe here. I go over in time, press S again, I have these two keyframe. Now I need to tweak the twin, my in-between. So I wanted to do that by using his twin machine. So Z, left mouse button, northwest again, in-between tool, it is opening the MG favorite. From here, I can change the position of in-between in three different ways, by using a percentage, by use a slider, and by use a fractional value. So as you can see, I can repositioning based on the current animation, the position of my elements where I want by using this incredible tool. I can work on traditional way with as a vertical slider or by using a percentage in by using a relative number in percentage, using next and preview back and forward. When I found the right position of my in between, I can set the keyframe. Of course, this can change the way that and the acceleration that this sphere have in his movements. All right, great. Now I want to show you spiral around a curve. This works on single or multi-curve curve, so I can create a very fast curve. When I press Z and the right mouse button to have access to the contextual menu of curve, I want to create a little bit of offset curve. As you can see now I have two curves in offset, and from here I can create a multiple spiral. Yeah, the spiral is a little too big, but it is no problem at all, because I can have access to this node, this control under the node, and from here I can change the radius from my two spiral. Of course, this create a relationship, a procedural relationship, so I can take my control vertex from this curve, for example, and as you can see, because the second curve is related to the one with an offset node, all these elements working together is a very powerful way to create spiral around the curve. I really suggest you to try it, because it's a very brilliant job, and I think it's a very good way to create this kind of shapes. Very good. We can go over. Add al menu icon to groups. Alright, great. As you can see from this version, if you press Z and the left mouse button, I have had the icon to the group, and not only on the command. This is not a standard feature. You can't drive by using Merkin menu. You can drive this feature by using standard Merkin menu editor from the UI Maya. You need to define it by entering the mail code that drive the Merkin menu. So it's a little bit too tricky to set, but as you can see, it's very as you can have the icon to the group. Let's make more fast to remember to find the elements you need. So I think it's a very great way to do that, and I think this is very useful too. Alright, add tension, blend shape, Merkin menu, and polycreate Merkin menu. This feature is for test MM2Key non-DAG functionality. This release have updated MM2Key. What is MM2Key? MM2Key is a system that lets you add, based on selection or a panel, that lets you have the ability to add a hotkey, contextual hotkey, or Merkin menu contextual by the selection, multiple selection, and panel. From version 0.5, Andrea Minisco have had the ability to create a Merkin menu or hotkey contextual by selecting non-DAG object, so a general procedural node, and based on the name. So you can run up a Merkin menu or a script by a hotkey if you have a name, a particular name on the object. So this is very useful in the rigging, because you can add Merkin menu when you have select, for example, a controller of a character rig. So I think it's add a lot of interaction with the tool. First of all, I want to show you the tool I have created for demonstrate this functionality. In this case, I want to use tension blend shape. Tension blend shape is a super feature that lets you recognize the change of the length of edge. So if edge is stretched or compressed, this tension blend shape can read that. I want to show you very fast. So I create this one. I can press Z and the left mouse button. Under plugin manager, I can load soup. From this release, soup is when soup is loaded up, automatically is load up the relative shelf, so it's make more fast work with SUP 2 from version 1.5. I can select the SUP icon and I want to add tension blend shape. As you can see, the tension blend shape need two mesh, stretch and compress. If I open up the display color, I can show you how this works by using soft selection. When the mesh is stretched, it became red. When it's compressed, it became green. The compression is a little bit tricky to see, but it's how it works. So by using this new feature of MM2Key, you can in a more procedural way connect and work with elements. I want to show you immediately. I need to select this object and press Alt-3 to enter in Node Editor. I want to show the input and output connection for the object. From here I have my tension blend shape and the two elements, the two sphere. I want to give it a name. It is like it is in the stretch. This is compress. Okay, great. Now I can select this, let's find and locate the shape, so this and this one. But now look at this. Because the first element in selection is a tension blend shape node, when I press Z and the right mouse button, I have a murky menu contextually to rig up this tension blend shape. So now I can use connect stretch, and correctly the stretch elements will become input connection to tension blend shape, and I can do the same thing with the compression one. Z and right mouse button, connect compress. Very fast, very easy. Now the node has all information need to work. I want to show this in the outliner too. So now I can press Z, sorry, I need to deselect this one. I can press Z and the right mouse button, display, I want to show shape, and display, I want to show all kind of nodes. Now I can select my tension blend shape, I can open up my stretch mesh, Control click to select together, now Z and the right mouse button, and you have connect stretch. So you can create connection, or you can create any kind of behavioral based on your current and your first selection. If your first selection is a node, for example, a procedural node from SOAP, it works. And let's make a lot of things more fast after you have set up in correct way this behavior. Another example I want to show you is similar, but in this case I will use a one-to-one connection. I want to use multiple connection. All right, so I can create an example and a sphere. Sorry for that. I'll create a sphere. Shift D for duplicate with transform. Shift D again. Very simple way to work. I think so. So look at this. Now I have in the scene a polysphere 1. This polysphere 1 is the create node. So in this create node, I have the ability to change the subdivisional axis and so on and so forth. But if I press Alt 3 and I want to drive all this shape to this node, as you can see, when I duplicate it, I have no more connection to this node. So these elements are not drivable, actually are not in connection, are not drivable by the the creation node. So I need to select first my polysphere create node. After that, with a shift, I can add all the shape elements. Shape. All right, great. Now I can press my Z and the right mouse button, connect shapes. As you can see, the icon change. This is a connection one-to-many, and voila. Everything is correctly connected, and now all the elements are correctly driven by this create node. So I can change dynamically, everything change with the first one. Very fast way to work in this by using these elements. Another great feature Andrei had is the ability to recognize the name of the node. This is I tell before is very useful in a rig situation, because if I create a circle, for example, when create a FKIK switch, I need to go under Windows, setting preferences, marquee menu editor, load menu, create a marquee menu, FK to IK underscore MM, edit menu, FK. Of course, this did not work. FK IK, very fast way to create elements. Alright, great, now I have this. I want to load up based on the name of this node. So first of all, I need to give a name. So I want to call it left arm GTRL. Alright, great. Now I can select this name, select this element, open up the configuration window, so Shift, Ctrl, Alt, and Z, and from here you have the ability to, in the name, to add the name. I wrote the name, and now I can select my FKIK switch. Alright, it's here. Now I can file, save, close this one. Now if I select this object that have this name, I can press the red mouse button, FKIK, very fast. If I create another circle, of course, because this is not calling in the same way that this one, it load up the standard menu, the standard curve menu. Alright, very great. Improve and hair and XGen workflow. I have had a lot of commands to improve the way of XGen working inside of May9. For example, I want to show you two fast examples. If I select some faces, now you have the right mouse button, XGen, the ability to create a description for this face, and only for the selected face. And as you can see, I have had another feature to load up the add, for example, the bind page menu that lets you add selected face, replace, and so on and so forth. I want to edit, and so another thing I have had to make the workflow from XGen more faster is the ability to sorry, in this case is more like an hair, and generally the ability to parenting directly the curve to a sphere, to geometry. So I can select this, select that, and I can create make curve dynamic. This let me connect directly the sphere to the curve. So if I move the sphere, it moves the curve. After that, I can select these faces and can create a new description. For example, now I can use this curve as guide, and for XGen, so I can press sorry, now I don't remember correctly, but sorry, but it worked. I try to improve a lot the way that's it's this way. You need to go under utilities as curves as guide and preserve dynamic link, and in this way it's working now. Yeah. It's not marquee menu. I try to add these utilities at marquee menu, but it's not so simple, because when you create these elements, it uses a lot of custom code. So it's not too simple to connect to marquee menu these two utility nodes. So you need to find the other utilities node. But I think so. It's not a great problem. So I think it's great. the way you can work with this. So great. Great. Now you can go over improve curve to Polygon scripts. Yes, this is the last script I wrote from Maya. From May9 1.5. So from Maya in generally. This script lets you convert the curve so you can render it, and there is two new elements. So this script here is already inside of May9. The first news is the ability to use multiple curve, as you can see here, and the second one, if you work in this way, as you can see here, you have the access to this control. Now I want to hide the shape or show only the DAG elements. Under these elements, I have had some control elements, so I can change the radius of this curve. I can define the clipping and the section, the number of elements in the section. This lets you faster rendering multiple curve. I already showed this technique, but it's not rigged, there is no control, and you can only rendering the first curve in the original version of the script. So now it's a very powerful way to convert to polygons and editing the converted poly. Of course, you can moving the curve and by using the history and the connection, in a very procedural way, you can change the position of single curve or control vertex of the curve. So I think this is a very interesting way to work. All right, very good. Improved Maya.env. Yes, I have had a little bit of new elements under the env. Here you can select if you want to use DirectX, OpenGL Core, or if you want to limit the max texture size to a value, you can define here. If you go under the preferences, I don't remember well where they are. Yes, here. If you want to limit the texture to the max texture whipper to this value, you need to uncomment these elements. If you want to limit the memory of your graphics card to a value, you can use this one. This is megabyte value. You can disable the output window by removing this comment and enable the bullet dynamics version 3. But it is not suggested. Maya hardware selection. This lets you use hardware selection from SP1 and later. So I always suggest you update to the last version of Maya. The hardware selection in some graphic cards make very fast, a lot faster the interaction with the UV texture editor. Alright, change the way the color management is disabled on new scene. So as you can see, I have disabled on the new scene the color management. Before that, I using a script inside the script inside user setup, but from this version I use under pref scripts I use the initialize new scene, and here I have wrote the code for here for disable the color management of new scene. If you want the color management on new scene, you need to delete this line or write 1 instead of 0 and save the file and restart Maya. Alright, so change the outliner connection. Yeah, this is an interesting way. Before this release, when you use window menu, for example, relationship editors, and from here you have connection editor. General editor, connection editor. Automatically it's go docked, but from this release I decided to maintain the original behavior. This is for outliner 2. As you can see, when you run up the outliner from standard window menu, it's removing the docked one. Before of this release, when you when you run this command from here, automatically mimic the behavior of May9. In this case, the creation of docked elements, or the rigging connection editor, as you can see here. But from this release, I decided to maintain the standard behavioral and undocked if the elements are already docked. So you can use your standard workflow to do that. Minor cleanups, yes, of course I have make some fixing where needed and so on and so forth. A last feature I have not had in the changelog because of very minor is the ability from Alt9 to open up the script editor. This is a new layout. It's already inside of standard Maya preferences, but now I have had to hit a hotkey so you can run up from hotkey. Very good. I think it's all. I hope you found this useful, and bye.